Alright, welcome back. Thank you for clicking if you're new. Alright, so this will be the final episode of my anime beginner's guide. The final category I wanted to share was, I had to take some time to think about it, but I decided to go with the psychological thriller because you don't really see these getting talked about a lot. So I wanted to help those people that are actually interested in psychological thrillers and give them some recommendations to watch. Keep in mind, animes go hard. Be prepared for any and everything, but it's a fun ride. The first anime I want to recommend to you is called Death Parade. This anime is actually very interesting and well written for a psychological thriller. So the story follows death and what happens to you after you die. So once you die, you actually get sent into limbo. It's not actually limbo. You get sent to a bar, and in this bar you're given an arbitrator. One of these individuals, the bartender. No, the arbitrator is there to actually help to figure out what kind of person you are. And they're also there to assess, what happened in your life, especially around your death, to determine if you should get reincarnated or not. And that's what I like about this, right? It's explaining what exactly happens to you after you die. This is nice, right? It's not trying to bullshit you or make you feel like, is there heaven, is there hell? No, it's blatantly explaining to you what is happening, but it gets tragic for the individuals involved. They get to relive these memories and see if, they should actually be reincarnated or not. And they have to live with that choice. Well, live. Now, if you're not chosen to be reincarnated, you get sent into oblivion. The story doesn't follow just one person. It follows a group of people. And you have different supporting characters that come in and go out of the story. But they actually leave a part of themselves in the story for these other individuals to think about. And that's why this thriller is so interesting to me. Because it goes into the depths of a person. And some of the things that these individuals do, you can actually see why they did it and sympathize and empathize with. But yeah, Death Parade is a fantastic anime if you like thrillers. It tells a story in a different kind of way, but I really respect it. It doesn't try to baby you. My next anime recommendation is, it's an old one. But if you're going to watch psychological thriller animes, you're going to watch a lot of the older stuff. No, this one is called Zero Project Lane. And I have to say, it's one of the best stories I've seen for a psychological thriller ever, even compared to movies. Okay, so the story follows Lane Irakura. Yeah, Lane is a weird name, right? The story is pretty interesting because what happens is that she's in a group of girls. These girls actually get an email from a friend. The weird thing is that this friend recently committed a self-termination, self-deletion. She's no longer here. Having an email getting sent to all of her friends from her email account, it's pretty terrifying, right? It's pretty weird. What happens is Lane actually opens up the email and it leads her to the Wired. So basically the Wired is the internet, right? And it's filled with a lot of mysteries and stuff, right? And she starts, investigating this, and then she gets really invested in, the Wired. She gets addicted to it. And after a while, what happens is while she's investigating these mysteries, some guys dressed in black, men in black, start, investigating Lane herself. What's so weird is that when she first meets them, they actually have more information on her than she knows about herself. Now, this is a roller coaster of an anime, and I would recommend you watch it. Just don't watch any reviews or anything. Just go into it, fully blind. This is a fantastic anime thriller. It might actually ruin thrillers for you, hopefully, because it kind of did for me. It's one season, none of that 4 or 5 season BS. It's just a good thriller, written really well. There's a lot of shocking moments in this anime. It's well worth watching. So my final anime recommendation has to be Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica. Now this anime is very interesting in the way that it's marketed, right? So upon looking at it, right, and any sort of advertising material that you see related to Mahou Shoujo Magica, it's gonna show you very cute anime, girls. Don't get tricked by that, right? They actually specifically designed the anime to look cute, so you're then tricked into a false sense of security. That's what happened to me. So when I watched this, I was thinking, oh man, this is gonna be one of those cutesy-wootsy animes. No. This is one of the best psychological thrillers that I've ever seen, and it's one of the psychological thrillers that actually tell a story that's different than what I'm used to. Usually with a psychological thriller, you're given the basic story premise of constant build-up into the climax, and the climax is usually a reveal as to what was hidden behind the curtains of the story. Mahou Shoujo is different, right? There's a grand story at play, and these individuals have their role in the story, right? So the story follows Madoka, who is, a normal everyday high school girl, and her friend Sayaka. So one day they're walking home from school and they notice that there's this cute little animal getting bullied by a black-haired girl. So they intervene and try to help this animal. So that's what begins this spiral of a goddamn story. It's fantastic and well written. It's an ambitious story that they hit the mark on. But once you watch it, you realize, okay, yeah, a lot of it makes sense as to what they're trying to portray to you, right? Now, I do have to say this. So the anime has 1 season, but it also has 3 movies. The first 2 movies summarize the first season. The third continues the story. This is what I really like about this anime, right? Most thrillers, they just tell the story, leave it at that, and it's done. Usually for me, once I've seen a thriller, there's more information that can be provided after the initial story. Mahou Shoujo provides that, and it continues the story onwards in the 3rd movie. In all honesty, after watching the 1st season, when I heard about the 3rd movie, I'm like, how are they going to continue this? But they did. They were able to do it and make it just as, if not more, interesting than the original. This is one of the animes that really show me how well you can craft a story and keep it engaging for somebody, right? You can add new story elements and build upon the old ones and not just leave a cliffhanger for another movie. You're telling a story that's interesting and has different working parts. This is an anime that you should definitely watch if you're into psychological thriller. It's well worth the watch. It's 1 season and a movie. If you want, you can just watch all 3 of the movies. And with that, that's the end of my guide series. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you actually watched some of the movies, some of the animes I recommended. Sorry, I messed up there. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out.